Hi guys, this is Banches and welcome back to another episode for Transport Fever 2. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode. If you guys are new to the channel, go down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, well, welcome back. I love having you guys here. If you guys love this video, go down below and smash that like button. Like I mentioned today, we are finally back. I took a little break just for the holidays and for the season, but I'm finally back now with some new content for you guys. We are going to jump into Chapter 2, Mission 2 for the campaign for Transport Fever 2. So let's quickly see where exactly we are going.
The Midwest in the Golden Twenties. The US economy is booming. The constantly growing cities are pulsing with life. Motorcars crowd the streets, which will soon be too narrow for all the traffic. Exhaust pipes blast their fumes in the urban canyons, while radios blast out new kinds of music. A new era is dawning.
Okay, so there we go. We are going with the Roaring Twenties in the US. So let's jump into this and see how this goes.
You've already tried a few things. In the automotive business, for example, as luck would have it, no one wanted to buy a car from you. Then you noticed that people like to be chauffeured around in your cars. So why not make your living doing it? Set up a bus company for everyone who can't afford a car. Let the American dream come true.
Okay, let's jump into this.
You've been driving people across the country in a spacious automobile for quite some time now. At first, it was just your former buddies from the iron mine up in Alice. But word of the advantages you have to offer has gotten around. Now, so many people want to get in on the pleasure of your transportation service that it's impossible for you to manage all by yourself. You need capable staff.
Okay.
Several young people can be found in the surrounding area who are currently looking for a job and would be suitable for your company. Get them together and bring them here.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to bring some people over to this training area over here. So let's jump into this right away. The first thing I'm gonna be doing is building a bus route to this area. So probably something more or less along, let's see, we're probably gonna go all the way down here. Go down to here. And we'll go one last stop, say, yeah, we'll go there. And then we'll finish this off at this location here. We're gonna have to build, of course, a depot. And let's get a few buses out on this line here. All right, so we only do 2 buses, that's fine. Let's go new line, and we are gonna go easy like this, all the way around and all the way up to there. Perfect. So there we go, guys. That is looking pretty good right now. Let's see how this works out, and if we actually end up getting some people getting on this line and going up to our test track. That's kind of the idea. Looks like we need to bring 10 people to this area. So let's get going with this and see how this goes.
Your employees ought to drive properly, otherwise people get car sick. And that, in turn, is bad for business.
Okay.
It's high time that a training route was set up.
So I'm assuming here we're probably going to have to do something along this. Go something like that. Perfect. That looks about right to me. So, all right, so we need to build a truck line and also a bus line. So it looks like there's multiple things we need to build for this. Let's get into here, grab one of these guys. That in here. We're gonna also add in a truck stop. We're gonna also, looks like, need to get a truck line in here. Go from here. We're gonna just simply bring this truck line probably over to, you know what? We'll bring a truck depot over to here too. Perfect. So the first thing I'm going to want to do now is let's get, I don't know, we're going to buy one bus, I guess. let's go new route, and we're gonna go from here to there to there. You can see that's completed. And now let's go and buy a truck. And let's make this also a new line going from here to there. Perfect.
Have your people make a few test drives first before you let them loose on paying customers. With you, there's no room for road hogs.
Okay, so it looks like we're just gonna have to let them drive around here, get the training fully up on these guys, and see how this goes. So I'll be back with you guys once the training is a little bit closer to being done.
Wonderful. You've trained a fair number of reputable driving staff, and you need them too. Traveling by bus is becoming more and more popular. To keep the streets from becoming completely clogged, yet still enable the automotive industry to keep on selling cars, a license to provide transportation services has to be acquired. Time to get into the long-distance bus business.
Okay.
You've already gotten a license for transportation services in Minneapolis. Get your hands on more licenses so that your bus business gets rolling.
Okay, so let's see where we can do this. So we currently look like we have some kind of license here in Minneapolis. Looks like we're gonna go up here to this area. Let's see. So we got to accept here. Let's acquire this. There we go. Is there any other places? We're just gonna go around and acquire all of these licenses for right now. Yep. Let's acquire this also in Rochester. Cool. Is there anything else? Oh, yep, here we go. We got another one. And is that it? Yes. So, what do we need to do? Operating lines. We need to do long distance bus station. So we need to build some routes, it looks like. And we also need to do passengers boarded. So it looks like we're definitely going to have a bunch of stuff going on here. I'm going to start off with building, I think, intercity lines in all of these cities here. And then when I do that, I'm then going to have an offshoot coming from each city into, say, Minneapolis. I think that would be probably the best way to go about this. So let's get into this. I'm going to kind of just build out one city, show you guys then exactly what I'm talking about. And then I'm just going to multiply that across the remainder of the cities. So you guys don't need to really sit through the whole entire building of this. So I'm just going to go something like this and like that. And then we are going to grab a depot. Let's place a depot back here, and we are going to go ahead and grab a few buses. So we have currently available no buses. So if we go into here, see, we can't buy anything. This is going to be interesting because it looks like as basically you train vehicles, you get more buses available. So we're going to have to let this grow. You can see right now we just got one bus available. So if we go into here and go, let's say something like this, right? We can then go new line and probably do something around like this. And this will then allow this bus to go intercity loops in here. But what we're gonna have to do is now wait to get some more buses so we can now connect up this city to, say, Minneapolis. So that's what we're gonna be basically working on right now. We're gonna let this load and get some more vehicles, and I'll be back with you guys once this is kind of more suited for us.
Your business is running fabulously. Although your passengers are getting seriously bounced around on the out-of-town routes, the roads are in a poor state. Relief is supposed to come via a government program to fund road construction. Support the efforts toward road improvement so that the ride in your buses is more comfortable in the future.
Okay.
Make sure the road construction proceeds quickly by taking over delivery of the necessary construction materials.
Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to get some construction materials, and we also need to do some asphalt. Okay, so that looks interesting. How's that gonna work? So it looks like we need to get some asphalt over to here, and we're gonna have to get somehow construction materials over to here. So can we use trains? We can. We're gonna go ahead and use trains for this because trains are usually the best for a long distance and also heavy lifting of material. So this will definitely work well. We're gonna go with just dead end stations probably. That's what I'm thinking. And we're gonna go something just like this.
First and foremost, It takes one thing to make a successful business even more successful: good marketing. That not only includes employees with meticulous manners and snappy uniforms, it means good-looking buses too. Provide for a well-done presentation scenario down to the last detail.
Okay, we're gonna accept this.
Since you've already been able to get hold of several route permits, now it's worth it to lend each individual line a distinctive character.
Okay. So let's see here. How are we gonna do this? We have to make each line their own distinctive character. Okay guys, update here. We messed up. So do not use trains when you are trying to transport goods. We only have oil tankers, and oil tankers do not carry any of the resources that we are trying to do. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and delete all this out. And it looks like just kind of try to rely on trucks for a lot of this transportation. So we're gonna go ahead and get that kind of all figured out. And I'll be back with you guys with an update with the final kind of setup. Okay guys, so just a little update on painting these lines here. They're basically wanting you to do is paint the buses. So if you go into, say, where these buses are on managing the lines, you go right here, you can see select color for all vehicles. And if you just select a color, you can see here it changes the color of the vehicle, and it also updates then this over here. So that is basically what we need to do to update all the coloring for these vehicles. Pretty simple, not hard overall, just a little more extra stuff that we need to work on going forward. But here we go, and we're gonna go just like that, and we just need to do one more to complete this little mission right here. Let me just do this quickly for you guys so you guys can kind of see what the next step is going to be. Boom.
Hooray! Lots of colorful buses cheerfully curve across the Midwest, and no one has a clue that they all belong to one and the same company, which probably wasn't the smartest move when it comes to advertising.
Okay, there we go. So now paint all the buses the same color. So, okay, now we gotta go back over what we just did, it looks like, and paint everything the same color. So we're gonna stick with, let's see here, manage line, let's actually, no, go back in here. We're gonna go back into here. I kind of want all them to, nah, that does not look good. We're gonna go with this color. It's kind of whatever the stock color is for everything, so we're gonna keep it as that. And let's just go into here. We're gonna just go ahead and start manipulating everything we can. Nope, not adding any stations. So these are gonna be, I think, are these all the bus routes? Yeah, all those routes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and, like I mentioned, change all this. I'll be back with you guys once all this is updated.
Your buses are easily recognized, even at a distance. Their color stands for top quality. There's a name for all this. It's called corporate identity.
Okay, so there we go. So at least then we are getting going forward on that. We are, like I mentioned, also getting some of these materials going here. It looks like construction material wise though, things are not going 100% as I was hoping. Probably. Yeah, no, we're getting materials moving. All right, so we're gonna get this going, get these materials brought all the way up, and I'll be back with you guys once this is kind of more finalized.
Excellent. The smooth, wide streets provide for an entirely new feel on the road. The buses can drive much faster now, but that also consumes a lot more fuel. Make sure that the fuel supply is ensured for the entire area you cover, not that you're suddenly left high and dry, out of gas on the open road.
Okay.
Until recently, people still thought that crude oil might become scarce someday. How wrong can you be? Make sure that the never-ending supplies of oil are directed to fuel production.
Okay, so it looks like this is where a train's gonna come in handy. So this is the spot where last time I messed up with, and this time I'm gonna go and not mess up. So let's go ahead and grab a train going down to this refinery here. Oof. This is gonna be a trip, it looks like. It looks like we gotta go from all the way over here. Wow. We're gonna have to run a train from here all the way up to this facility, then all the way down to this facility. All right, that's gonna be a lot to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these tracks laid out, and I will be back with you guys with an update. Okay guys, so we have finally gotten these trains out on the tracks. You can see kind of where this freight depot is gonna be over here. These look pretty solid. I like these models an awful lot. Yeah, so this is gonna be our an oil lines coming through right over here. We have definitely, this is going to be a good little location for us, and we can see the other train behind all this smoke. There's the other train. So we got 2 locomotives, 2 oil cars that should work pretty well. Hopefully this will get us enough oil flowing on this track. So let's see how this goes. We're gonna have to start producing it, so that's probably gonna be this run here first, but we're gonna keep you guys updated with how this goes. So I'll be back with you guys in a few seconds.
What used to be the post office is now a gas station. A rendezvous and rest area for man and motor. See to it that there's always enough gasoline on hand.
Okay, so it looks like we need to deliver 100 units of fuel. So that's going to be the next step, looks like we're going to be doing. My idea going forward here, this is going to be obviously the refinery for fuel going out to our towns. Now we could definitely have some trucking networks coming out like this, but we could also now train back the fuel along this line to try to then get the fuel out to, say, these cities over here, and over here. So we're going to work on getting that kind of set up, so once we start needing to deliver fuel, we can do that. So I'm going to be back, I'm going to set this up, and I'll show you guys kind of the next steps going forward.
Motorization benefits every facet of society. Nonetheless, it's already caught the attention of some very vocal opposition. It's being claimed that cars and buses harm the environment. That's nonsense, of course, but despite that, it's worth taking a few measures to appease the critics.
Okay.
The opposition to motorization demands more green ought to compensate for the endless streams of traffic that allegedly plow through the cities. Well, if that's all they want.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to plant some more trees. Let's see. I have no idea how this is gonna work, but... Alright, so it looks like beautifying the town. Okay, yeah, so this will work. Looks like we just got to go through here and place a bunch of trees. This is going to take definitely a little bit to do, but hey, if it makes the people happy, that's all that matters. So I'm going to go ahead and plant a bunch of trees in here, and I'll be back with you guys with an update once this kind of is completed.
At last,
Perfect.
The disgruntled voices have been mollified. Your measures have dispelled their concerns about motorization.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, lately the air does feel fresher somehow.
Okay, perfect. So let's get back to setting up these lines. You can see right here, I have set up one line going into this city here to try to get some fuel into these stations. So that's the first line. I'm going to set up another line going down to here. Just kind of show you guys quickly what I've been doing. Going into here, I buy about 3 trucks just to start, and I go from there to there. Perfect. And that should get some fuel pumping into those areas. So yeah, we'll get that going, and the next place I need to do is get some movement out of this station here and also the station up here. So I'm gonna get that going, and I'll be back with you guys in a few minutes. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you kind of what we did a quick update with. So like I mentioned, we have put in a few lines. We put in a line going over here to get some fuel, and also a line over here. The remainder of the lines, basically all the fuel is going to get stacked up onto the train depot, get shipped over to this line here, and then shipped out to here, where we'll have more trucks then delivering fuel over to this city here, and also over to the major cities over here. So those are kind of the 2 more ways that we are going about this. We can also eventually say if we want expand to this way and this way, but for right now that's kind of how we have this set up, and those are how the fuel is going to be run. So let's just let this run, and we're going to get the full delivery of fuel, and I'll be back with you guys.
The tanks are always well supplied, thanks to you. The population of Minneapolis is well supplied too, with local transportation. Too well. While your long-distance bus business flourishes and thrives, in the local transportation sector you have to prevail against public mass transit operators. That's annoying. Make sure that this unwelcome competition runs out of steam.
Okay.
Too many passengers are still using the municipal streetcar facilities. You need to provide the more attractive offer at lower prices so that things don't stay that way.
Okay, so it looks like we are gonna have to get something going over here with the bus routes here, so we can compete more with the trams. You can already see it looks like it's working, but let's just see how this goes. I'm gonna let this be for right now and see how this works. If this starts slowing down, we'll switch it up.
The Minnesota Milling Company wants to communicate to customers that its product is extra high quality. Help it with this endeavor.
Okay, we're gonna also help with
this. The
this.
flour factory wants its clientele to believe that every grain of wheat is sorted by hand before processing. Have samples from various production facilities delivered to give the impression that only the best grain is used.
All right, so we gotta deliver some grain, it looks like, to this facility here. So let's just simply do this. Looks like there's a decent amount of missions you can do with this. So we're gonna go one here, and we're gonna place this then also over here. We can't use the train because we don't have any cars for it, but we can use, it looks like, at least some vehicles in here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out of this depot here, we're gonna go 5. And we're gonna go from now this line to that line. Perfect. So now hopefully we'll get some grain being delivered, and we'll see how that goes. Yep, we can already see it's coming out on that line. So that's going to be another thing. This is going along really well. So it looks like we're starting to slow down a tiny bit, but we'll see how this goes. I'll be back with you guys with an update. Just so you guys also know, there are actually 2 grain facilities you need to hook up. The one that I had over here and also one over here. Now that this one's hooked up, this should complete this mission, and this one's almost complete also.
Your bus company is on top in a class of its own. Not just in the Midwest, we're talking transcontinental. There was a time when you came from the tunnels of a mine. Today, you own one of the most profitable companies in the whole country, which proves the American dream really can come true.
Awesome. We're going to continue playing because this is almost done, this mission here. And once that's done, I think we're going to quickly wrap up this campaign here. So let's just get this completed, and I'll be back with you guys.
No matter where you go, the portrait of Betty, the perfect housewife, advertises for the best flour there is. But there's a rumor going round that the lady doesn't really exist at all.
Ooh, okay. Let's see, that was good. And I think that is it, guys. So it looks like we have completed all of our tasks for this mission and this campaign for Transport Fever 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Transport Fever 2. If you guys enjoyed this episode, like always, go down below, smash that like button, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Like I mentioned, we are doing like a playthrough for the whole entire campaign. So right now we are on Chapter 2, Mission 2, and I really thought this mission was really cool. If you guys like it, like I mentioned, throw a comment also down below and let me know what you guys think of the playthroughs. If you guys are not following me yet on social media such as Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, go give me a follow. The links are in the description below. And on that note, guys, we are going to end today's episode for Transport Fever 2. I hope you enjoyed this campaign playthrough, and I will see all of you in the next video. See you guys later.